449. Sorry, Xbox. I just wanted to do it just once on the stream. Anyway, we got a lot of stuff has happened this week, but it's mainly one topic, so there's not a whole lot of news out there except like 2 or 3 topics, and we'll go ahead and get into that. But returning from his vacation, all smiling with his beard like shaved up, trying to look like a guy in a suit and tie, and his hair looks organized since his girlfriend moved in. Kind of worried about him. But his place looks a little bit cleaner. Doesn't look like a bachelor pad anymore. Well, I'm so worried about you, buddy. Worried about you, but welcome back.
Yeah, at least I'm glad to be back, man. It's been a month. I took my month off like I said I would, and it's been great. My girlfriend's now living with me. I'm having so much fun while she's here, and yeah, now I'm doing shows again. So let's go! I'm so excited to jump in, man. Oof.
Awesome. Well, tonight is the first night that I think that I've seen Mav without his hat on tonight. And you know what? It's a good look, man. I think you'd intimidate everybody at a Halo tournament. They would just quit immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be like, oh, he's definitely good at Halo. We better quit now. So, what's going on, man?
Not much, dude. Just got off the phone. I had a long work call. That was very interesting. So I was a little late getting into the pre-show, so apologize about that. But I am excited to be here with everybody and everybody in the chat hanging out. I apologize already for my shiny forehead and receding hairline. You can see probably why I wear my hat, but I don't think it's that bad. But anyway, we're gonna have some fun today. Talk about video games, and which I love. By the way, I accidentally started a Twitter thing the other day that's still kind of going today in a weird way. I didn't intend to, but it's pretty awesome. I just said, "Hi, I'm Mav. Video games are awesome," and everybody's kind of like saying, "Hi, I'm insert name here," and then coming up with something fun. I think that's awesome, guys. So amazing to be here again. It's gonna be a blast.
Awesome. Yeah, that hi, I'm Mav. It really did start something. I also retweeted it with like the quote tweet trying to get more people on that train. And Bloober responded today that she also likes pinball. So see, we find things out about people that we didn't know before.
Yeah, dude. I wasn't even personal about it. I'm gonna have to redo it and say something about myself. Besides, video games are awesome, because it's kind of the direction it's been going.
Michael Garvey asked if you are Fred Durst in disguise, I guess.
That I keep hearing that from multiple people.
Show me what you got.
I'm just gonna keep rolling with this podcast. I gotta have a little faith, and maybe I am Fred Durst. I don't know.
Now I have questions. I have a lot of questions, sudden, if that is the case. And we would need to do a special one-on-one interview. We'll have to keep Flemish off that one, because then he might ask too many personal questions. But, hailing from the warm weather to Chicago, what's going on, Midway?
Warm for Antarctica, if I can speak. It's like 30 degrees, but we just got like 5 inches of snow right now, and it's still coming down. Yeah, everything's good, man. I was kind of surprised today. I got my 300th follower on Twitter. Whoa! So
nice.
Never thought it would get that far. All I do is just talk about stuff I enjoy and try to keep things 100. And yeah, we got some topics here, and let's get this podcast rolling.
Woo!
Oh man. Hey, congratulations also on the 300, man. I am proud to be one. Everybody in the chat and watching after the fact, if you're not following this man, Midway Monster, send it his way. He deserves a follow. He has awesome tweets. You gotta love his tweets. So
I just
Yeah,
add a
like-
little. I just add a little humor and a little, childishness to it. If just try to keep things light. It's getting too serious in those gaming streets.
You know what? Congratulations, though, Midway. I mean, like, you've come a long way since you did your first Break of Bread with Dread, which is fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
And now, like, you're in the golf tournaments, you're in all these secret societies, like the Gaming Illuminati. You're out there, man. You're in all those secret clubs. You got like the chairman's jacket already.
Always room for one more there, clowns.
Yeah, I could try, but everybody's got to do a little bit of golf with friends first. Know what I mean?
All right, that's what we got to do. I'll fall on that sword.
And real quick, Mav, I want to give a shout out to you and Caitlin. You guys really did recommend my pizza, and I had Dread up, and I was like, dude, I gotta do a Break of Bread with Dread at my pizza. And he's like, yeah, I found one. So we found one. We met up with Tempest Sun, and like you should have seen Dread and I there, like walking around scouting the place, looking for the perfect seat with no loudspeaker, checking out the menu. It took us like 45 minutes to order, and when we ordered, we graciously like looked at all the humble add-ons and toppings. Yeah, I'll get the Mad Dog, add some ricotta, add some tomato, add some mushroom. Like I kept adding stuff onto it. And as we sat down to do the intro for Breaking Bread with Dread, Dread's like, so Clowns, what do you have? And he's like, oh, I mean, what did you have? Because you finished it already. I was like, yeah, it's gone. It's good. And everybody else still had their full pizza, and mine was just carved down. It is really good, though. Like, so thank you for that recommendation, man.
Glad you enjoyed it. I actually listened to the whole episode yesterday in the car. It's awesome. Tempest had he got extra cheese on his, I think, and then Dread had like the mega crust or whatever they call it there. And yeah, so super awesome that you guys enjoyed it. If nobody else out there has tried Mod, I mean, there's a lot of good pizza places out there. But locally here, we got the chains. We got like Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's. Some of these places. So it's nice, like because Mod actually, it's fast, but it's also fresh. So I'm glad you guys had a fun time there, and it was an awesome episode of Breaking Bread with Dread. Also, I thought it was really good.
Yeah, he definitely did a great job. Especially that recorder he used. Like, I hope that you and Caitlin get a chance to do a Breaking Bread with Dread episode.
Yeah.
Maybe take him to Whataburger since we don't have that here.
Oh yeah, I don't have it here.
That'd be really cool. And to salute everybody on the podcast tonight, I found some zero sugar diet Mountain Dew thingamajiggy Major Melon. But I'm not sponsored by them at all. I don't like melon flavored soda, but they were actually out of regular Mountain Dew, so this must not be as good as regular Mountain Dew. So,
Did you take a sip yet?
Looks like Christmas Mountain Dew or some shit.
Live on the air. Take a sip right now.
It's got an angry melon with like combat helmet. I don't know if you guys can see it. Camera keeps like cutting them out.
Sounds tough.
Angry Melon. That sounds like an alternative band, a rock band from the 90s.
That's Blind Melon.
Yeah, I know.
It tastes like liquid Star Kiss.
Interesting.
Yeah. So Kool-Aid is better. Just a heads up.
I don't like Mountain Dew.
But man, I mean,
Blasphemer.
I know. I'm a gamer and I don't like Mountain Dew. What the hell? It's weird. I know it's weird.
man,
I don't even know Mountain Dew.
Well, first off, Belgium has like some crazy soda we probably never heard of. So I feel bad for you. But, Mav, I am concerned about you. I think we need to do a gamer soda intervention for you, buddy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I drink sweet tea, Dr. Pepper, Coke, and Big Red. And water. I do drink water as well. That's not the only. I don't exclusively just drink those, but That's primarily what I drink.
Caitlin pointed out something in the chat that I said Starkiss. I meant to say Starburst, but you are right. I did say Starkiss, and I think that's a brand of tuna fish. So no, it does not taste like tuna fish.
I know. I know. I know. There's somebody in the chat right now that cringes every time I have cereal from a cup. So
I thought you
I
were
don't know.
eating ice, dude.
Nope. Nope. It's a cup of cereal.
What kind
It
of
is,
cereal is it? Like Trix?
It is Raisin Bran Crunch.
Oh, right on. So it's got raisins in it.
Raisins, fibrous flakes, and almonds, so it makes it sweet. And
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
I am not affiliated with Kellogg's or Raisin Bran Crunch in any way.
They should sponsor you for your next PGA tour.
Yep.
Hey man, that thing is nothing but sponsors, so why not?
And you know what? Mav and Caitlin need a sponsorship from like Mod Pizza now because they got like a lot of people to try it. So I
Yeah.
need to like,
No,
email them and be like, "Yo, you hear about the Xbox Ultimate Podcast? Just sponsor them."
And no, Caitlin, it's not dry. There was milk in it.
Yeah. So there is
I
milk.
haven't had that in a
So
while.
cereal,
Yeah,
you
there is
just,
milk.
like-
I can't do dry cereal. It's got to be soggy.
so you don't ever get milk and like bits of cereal in your beard and just walk around the rest of the day and don't realize it.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. When and we're having this conversation, it would stick at the bottom of the cup, and I would have to like tip it a little more, but then it would like all come down into my face. So
Smack you.
yeah, so I mean, it's a pleasant surprise, I guess. But yeah, sometimes it gets a little. I have to bring a napkin.
Yeah. Right on.
By the way, Mav, what you're saying is the reason why I cut my beard.
Oh, so you had like you were just walking around with like food in your beard a lot and didn't realize it.
I was sitting here and I ate some chicken at the table, and an hour later I did like this in my beard and I felt like chicken. What? Okay, and I cut it off.
Yeah, what
That's
happens
why
if you accidentally, like, let's say you spit out a piece of gum, right? But it like you fail and it like just goes down and you get the gum in your beard. Is that a problem? Is that a thing? I don't know.
know.
That's why they
Because
call it the flavor
when you-
saver.
when you
Taffy,
screw it
you
out,
know?
it would probably not stick to your beard immediately. So it would be weird.
Yeah. 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 Maybe you could, if you search Midway, if you like look right now, maybe you could find a raisin.
You know, raisins, no, but I do get the occasional soggy flake, like
In
right
the
on the
beard?
edge there. So yeah, the flavor saver, man.
Yeah, that's what my wife says. Saving it for later. That's what she says. She gets
Heck
mad
yeah.
about it. She does get mad about it. I
You
had
know,
a nightmare
look-
that she shaved my beard
Look
off.
look at the economy right now, man. You got to save everything.
Just donate your beard later to charity, and then
Ooh.
they'll make a wig out of it, and somebody will be wearing your beard on their head.
For the beardly challenged.
Yes.
All right.
Pong Soul says, doesn't Flamish only eat candy? I believe so, but
Eat
to be honest
candy.
with you, Jolly Rogers probably got stuck in his beard and he probably still ate it anyway.
Well, I got my things in next to me. If you want to see, it's like a bunch. So it's not only candy anymore. And I do have to cut down a little bit on the candy. I ate too much. So.
It's come back to bite you.
Nah, well, a little bit maybe. But I just want to cut down a little bit. It's too much. 5 bags of candy in 2 weeks or something, or 3 weeks.
Oh my god. I'm
I'd like
nauseous.
to give a shout out to a longtime friend, buddy of mine who's in the chat watching us right now on Facebook. He's known as Hate It, and he is one of the best Call of Duty players ever. So big shout out to him, and thanks for coming by. I think he's laughing at Flamish's getting stuff stuck in the beard kind of thing.
Right on.
But I mean, this week there was some pretty crazy news, right? I think Mav, you covered it on Xbox Ultimate Podcast. It's probably been talked about on every podcast except this one so far. So Friday night, well, Friday during the day, I should say, Xbox came out with some news, and they were like, "Well, we want to raise price of gold to 120 a year. Now, if you're paying $10 a month, it's only $1 more. But if you're buying the subscription cards at $60 for the year, well, sorry, bad luck to you. It's going up to 120." Hey, what's up, Psychonauts? And thank you for the join in, Michael Garvey. Appreciate it, man. And a lot of people were really upset about this. People were taking to Twitter. PlayStation guys were like, "Oh, I only have to pay $60 for PlayStation, so why should I come over to Xbox now? I'm taking back my Series X that I just purchased, and I only bought it for one game anyway to play Halo Infinite with my buddies. So now I'm taking it back." And you got like angry press people like Jeffrey Grubb, and I think he does a really good job getting the point across. His tweet got like 12,000 tweets, and then you had Paris from Gamertag Radio who had a lot of tweets about it, and everybody was upset. And at the end of the day, Phil and team were seeing all the negative feedback. They came back and they were like, "Nope, we're not raising the price of gold. We changed our minds." And now free to play games like Fortnite will be actually free to play in the coming months, so you don't have to worry about that anymore. And I just want to give you guys my take on it because I know everybody's got like a different opinion. But keep in mind that Microsoft is a big organization, and I can say that I've heard rumors, and I quote rumors, that it did not come from the Xbox division. This decision was made further up somewhere at a board meeting, where the numbers may have sounded good to investors and to push people over to like Game Pass, maybe, to get them to a Game Pass subscription. And obviously, Game Pass is the better value, no matter how you look at it. Gold is kind of archaic at this point in time. It was really for the 360 and the OG Xbox, and they threw free games on Xbox 360 with it. It was really cool for its time. But I mean, services in general are increasing. We're going to see that with PS Plus in the future. Probably see a little bit of it in PS Now in the future. Maybe PS Now and PS Plus get combined. Nintendo's probably going to go up, even though they have the worst line service possible. You can't even talk to people. It's so terrible. And I think Xbox really should have just said, "Hey, listen, we're sunsetting gold and moving everybody who has an active subscription over to a Game Pass subscription, and you can upgrade that Game Pass subscription to an Ultimate subscription or add time on before we officially sunset the." I think that would have been a perfect way of doing it for Xbox, right? And there's some proof to this that this wasn't on the spot decision, because several months ago they actually took away the buy $60 cards on Microsoft.com and the Microsoft Store. Amazon and Walmart still had stocks to sell, so they still had them. So did CD keys. But really, this was something that was been in the making for a while. The timing obviously was terrible. We are in a COVID economy. A lot of people, not everybody, but a lot of people are working from home. Gaming has increased, is probably like tripled or quadrupled in the numbers. Server costs are going up in general for these companies, and eventually everything is going to go up, and eventually gold will probably sunset. The way they did it, the way it was marketed, the timing, all terrible, bad timing. So I want to get to Matt because I sent him a DM while he was on the show. I don't even know if he saw it because he's probably paying attention to Twitter as well. And he had so much anguish, and so did the panel, until the reversal, where everybody was like happy. Mav, you are a hardcore gamer. You definitely love Xbox. You are a Halo player. How did this make you feel? How did your stomach feel? Like, did you have a pit in your stomach where you just wanted to throw your controller out the window and hope it landed in Belgium somewhere?
No, so I wouldn't say I was that upset. For me, it was just knowing something as an Xbox fan that was a knock against Xbox and a negative, another tool out there for people to say, "Hey, this is why you don't need to play on Xbox. This is why Xbox sucks," or any of the garbage that's out there, and this was a argument that actually would hold some water as an Xbox fan, as far as a deterrent for people getting into the ecosystem. And as someone who's always trying to say, hey, Xbox is awesome. Hey, don't listen to these guys. They don't even play. They don't know what they're talking about. Hey, Game Pass is amazing. Check out all these games coming and all these things. And then they do something like that doesn't really make any sense. And it is purely from a position of greed, right? Where there's no other reason for it, because in the statement when they had released that, there was no even added value, right? Usually if you increase the price of something, you're also adding value to it to help people stomach the knowing that you're increasing the price. Now, that's not always the case, but even with like Netflix or something, or some of these services increase their subscription prices, which is not a fair comparison to Xbox Live Gold, but they at least say, hey, we've invested in all of these different things that we're trying to bring to the customer. It's been improving, and this is why. Instead, Xbox was like, hey, we've never really increased the prices that much, and stuff has gotten expensive. So, hey, we got to make an adjustment, right? But the debate had been going for a long time, as in it should be extinguished. And I think it is going to get extinguished. But the way they had come out there and they said, hey, instead of extinguishing it, our way of getting people over to Game Pass is actually by doubling the entry price into the Xbox ecosystem, was just a mistake. And super proud of a lot of the gamers out there, including Xbox fans, who don't just say, oh, okay, it is what it is. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that aren't us that it would affect, that it would matter for, right? And those are the people that you got to think about. It's the people that they're trying to bring in. And if you keep increasing the barrier of entry, it's going to deter people. And especially if you have a comparison. Now, so somebody I remember said like, well, hey, it's okay, because Sony is going to do the same thing. We don't want that. It's not a win for me as an Xbox fan if Xbox does something anti-consumer and then Sony decides to go and do the same thing because Xbox did it. The same thing with Sony. If Sony does something bad and Xbox does something, it doesn't make it okay for Sony to have done it. It shouldn't have happened in the first place. For example, if Xbox raises their prices on games right now to $70, it will be because other publishers did it first. If we all speak up and actually have a problem with this, there's a chance we could actually get those prices back down to 60, because guess what? The publishers' profits are still going up. They're still making money hand over fist. And especially with these large games that are full of microtransactions, games as service type games that they keep putting out there. And for a lot of the gamers that play on certain systems, for some reason, don't speak up about those things. The second Xbox even did anything like that, with all the pro stuff that they've been doing over the years and all the goodwill they've earned over the last 3 or 4 years, the second they tried to do anything like this, the community spoke up, and that same night they reversed it. And that's because of the community. And I'm super proud to be a part of it. That even if one person that had any kind of influence on it saw anything that we said or any of you guys said on Twitter or whatever, if that helped to create a change, that makes me feel good that, hey, we helped the gaming industry be more inclusive for everybody, which it should be. The next step, just get rid of gold. Just get rid of gold for good. Get rid of games with gold. If you have Game Pass, that should be the service that is the option to go into. If you have Game Pass, games with gold it doesn't even matter, right? There's so much more in Game Pass that games with gold is like what it's a drop in the bucket, right? And if you just make multiplayer free for everybody coming in for all games, not just free to play, that would be the next step. But status quo for me is okay right now. We got a plus with the free to play games being free for everybody now, which should have been done a long time ago. I think it was going to come down the road. They had to go ahead and give it to us now because they screwed up and they're trying to earn a little bit of that goodwill back. But I think we won with this situation now, but there is still more to go, and I think it's going to get there. Eventually, there's going to have enough Game Pass subscribers to be able to do away with that. But yeah, it was an interesting day, because I think we all did kind of have like feeling like, man, this is not a good day for Xbox. It's not a good day for gaming. And then the way it ended that night, but it turned into a celebration. So it was awesome.
Everybody on Xbox Ultimate Podcast was very excited. Correct me if I'm.
Oh yeah. You can actually see on the I'm pinned on my on my Twitter at the top. There is a little clip that we put up there because in the first hour of our podcast, we were talking about, hey, this sucks. This is stupid. Like, why are they doing this and stuff? And then right at the end of the show, Pong Soul in the chat, shout out to you, Pong. He had caught the news on Twitter that had just broke a couple minutes before that they reversed the decision. So he was able to read it live on our show, and we had our initial reactions, and we were dumbfounded, astounded, and happy. It was a celebration. It was awesome to see. So you can check that out on my Twitter if you want to see how we reacted.
Awesome. Yeah, Caitlin's probably like, well, Mav, you're not taking my makeup money. It better go back.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, somebody pointed out on Boom Show, I forget who it was, maybe after the show, but Tim Dog did take to Twitter to talk about this. Said something on a video. I didn't watch the video, and I know Tim, and I should have went to his feed and saw it, but I didn't. Somebody said that Tim Dog made a statement that this had nothing to do with Phil, and this was not Phil's decision to increase the price.
Yeah.
And it was something that was out of, Phil's control. And when the feedback got back to executives at Microsoft, it was more like, well, everybody at Xbox kind of told you this would happen. What did you expect? Kind of scenario, But happy at the end of the day, it was fixed. That's all that really matters. I want to go ahead and get into, Midway's opinion here. Midway, I don't know if you have Game Pass or if you have just Gold, but how did this affect you, and what were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I have a Game Pass Ultimate. I got it just before. I got it before the Destiny and EA Play merger, and I have it until August because it rolled my Gold into Ultimate. And I did not see Tim Dog's tweet, but that was my feelings from minute one when it got reversed because of how quiet everyone was on Twitter, especially everyone at Xbox. I did feel that this was an upper brass move, and I felt it was a strong arming move. If at all a strong arming move, it was definitely a test the water move, which they feel they had the gall to do, to tell you the truth, because a lot of things that happened after that point, you could see every single prominent YouTube Xbox guy just trash this move, and not just say like a Sony fanboy would say how that move is complete garbage and all that stuff, but they were just like, I don't know what to say, it was almost like, this is terrible, I hate to say it, they felt like that their brand let them down, and that's what I got out of that, the response from the YouTube community. I started thinking about, what does Ultimate do for me now? Because it was kind of a weird feeling. I was like, okay, you are raising it to 120, where you probably feel like there's some I don't, for lack of a better word, doofuses that would go for it, to me saying, what does me questioning the service that I was getting from them? Because to be honest, with I understand that gold is with the ultimate. I understand that you get all these games. I understand that you get certain perks with all of this, but does my dollar amount, um, I, excuse me, I'm like thinking too much. Does my dollar amount reflect the service that I'm getting to where I feel like I need this? Um, so I am not gonna lie. I stopped the automatic billing on my ultimate. I'm like, I'm gonna let it run out. I felt like, hey, if you're gonna do this to me, I'm going to just go with sign up for the 60, because I ordered 2 cards off of Amazon for 60 after they said that they were putting the price up, and I was like, I'll just use those 2 years and just wait until Ultimate gives me a better value in a way, because I understand, it's better to have it than not need it, than need it and not have it, right? So, but when it comes to this situation happening in a pandemic where money is at a premium, I mean, I'm at a job where, I am losing money weekly because of the cut hours and because of all the circumstances surrounding the pandemic. Um, sometimes you got to start cutting corners, right? So I was just like, you know what? If they're gonna raise this, I'm just gonna save. What is it? Let's see, 60 for 2 years. That's 120, or $360 for 2 years of Game Pass Ultimate. I think I'm gonna go with the 120 for 2 years. You know. So like I was starting to think, I was like, what am I gonna do here? Am I going to just save and wait till a better deal? Because I don't know if anybody saw the next month of games with gold that was announced. Gears 5 for the whole month, Resident Evil for the whole month, Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb for the first 2 weeks, Lost Planet 2 for the last 2 weeks, and then for some reason, Dendara Trials of Fear Edition, February 16th to March 15th. Why it goes into March, who knows? But like, I think that was like one of the best months in a long time. I mean, I've been interested in Lost Planet. I got the nostalgia for Indiana Jones. Resident Evil, that'd be awesome. Gears, for someone who doesn't have Game Pass or Ultimate, could finally get it if they have their gold subscription. So I mean, I think it was one of their better months in a very, very long time, which you could tell kind of reflected the price hike. So I am very glad that they backtracked on this. I think that if it was Sony that did it, I don't think they would have uh, done it so extreme to double. I feel like they would have been. I think they would have gone up to like 79.99, and everybody would have been fine with that
Yeah.
because they feel. Were you gonna say something, Ev?
No, I was just agreeing with you. I said it's.
Okay. Because I feel, and a lot of them would probably feel that their game's probably, oh yeah, the content's great, blah blah. But they only got 3 million people on it, right? On PS Plus or I'm sorry, Now, PlayStation Now. So I mean, like, just to coop the cost of all, because they're starting to raise their games higher. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, and they would be just fine with it. And with little backlash they would get, they would not have uh lowered it back in such a short time. I mean, what was it, like 11 hours, like 12 hours? I was watching your stream, Mav, when it happened. I was like, oh my gosh, like, because I didn't think something like this would happen. To the point where they must have gotten millions of tweets, responses, phone calls, all that stuff about how they were being let down by Microsoft. So, I mean, I'm glad they went back. It's a good service. To me, it needs more content, which we're gonna get, starting with the medium, then happening with Halo, and then 2022. I feel like it's going to be a better year. So I'm happy that they listened. I'm happy that they felt like, it wasn't a point of no return. So I just feel like they, and I mean they as Microsoft executives, I think they need to get a little more counsel from people in order before they start doing these decisions, especially with especially with how bad the economy is right now. So that's my take.
Flemish? You've been a quiet Belgiumese over there, right? I mean, if this, let's say that you did have gold, okay, because we got Game Pass Ultimate, but let's say we had gold, that would definitely affect your Candy Bowl, yearly Candy Bowl recharge, if you think about it, right? Because 60 US dollars, probably like 50 euros, and that's like a bowl of candy for you.
No. It's 60 euros. I have to pay the same amount. The region just makes it so the taxes are more, so it makes the money be exactly the same, but it costs more if you look at the conversion rate, right? So we pay 60 euros for a year of PlayStation Plus or Gold, right? Like we always do. And we pay 180 euros a year for Game Pass. You pay 180 bucks, which is like 160, 162 maybe for us normally. But what do you do about the taxes, right? For me personally, I was like not even in the know when everything was going on because I was asleep. It went on during the night on my time. I just woke up. I was on Mav's channel because he was gonna play Halo a little bit later, and I was like, I'm gonna check out Mav's channel. And I was in his podcast, and they were talking about it. I'm like, huh, what? So I checked it out. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? What are they thinking? Because I just bought my PlayStation Plus because it was over, right? I know I'm getting my PlayStation 5 soon, so I need to renew it. And there was a deal going on, 15 months for the price of 12. And that's like earlier this month. And then I'm looking at this, like it's going the backwards, like the other way. And I'm like, what the hell are they doing? They should do the same thing, but then I'm thinking like they have the $1 deal where you can actually take it all with you. And I just didn't like what they were doing before it got cancelled and they removed actually the free to play stuff from Gold. So it's now actually free to play. So that's great. But at the time, I was really surprised, shocked. And then the day during the day that afterwards, like we were talking with Semi, and yeah, everyone you talk to just said the same thing. Like they had to stop this. They had to do something else. This was not the way to go forward. It is not great to just push people towards a high subscription to get the same result, because games like Game Pass Ultimate is great, right? It's great value for someone that loves it, right? There are some people that don't need it, and then they need to pay 15 bucks a month. but get gold for the price of $5 a month if you look at it, because Game Pass is 10. You do get all the other extras, but still people have to pay $15 a month to get gold if they don't go for the cheaper option, right? If they want to have Game Pass. So yeah, I think it's just weird overall. I'm so glad they reversed it, that they went the other way with it, but in the beginning was didn't like it at all. But I'm glad it's over now, so everybody can be happy again, positive like me, and move on. And I have more candy now, so that's good. A little bit less, but I can have still more candy. So.
Ugh.
It's awesome. It's weird that we kind of like got a win out of this too, with the free to play games.
Oh yeah, like I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, and I think we all are, because it's just we're still shocked that they reversed the decision, that this move that they would have made later when Halo, probably with Halo Infinite beta or something, they're probably going to make this move later, and everybody have been like, yeah, that's awesome. But now it's like they needed to do that to kind of offset the damage, right? So it doesn't have as much of an impact as it would have otherwise. But that's awesome that that's happening as well.
And if I was them, I would, I mean, to tell you the truth, I bet you there's got to be, I'm going to put like maybe like 2 out of every 3 people probably don't even think about free to play. Like
Yeah.
I think, especially with parents, like they just want to, buy the system, whatever their kid's on. But if I was Microsoft, I'd be advertising the crap out of this when it starts to happen, because you got a $2.99 box that looks great. I mean, the aesthetic is great, and then it's graphically fine to where the kids don't even care. If the parent is getting it, and it's got all the next gen capabilities of Series X and a PlayStation with the SSD and the, if I can think right now. But like, just I would advertise the crap out of it just to start getting the buzz out there for them making that decision. I don't play free to play games, but I could see how it would be very appealing.
I guarantee you that's going to be coming around the corner with it, and I bet it was planned, like with the Halo Infinite marketing, right? Because I think this had already been in the works, and that's why they're just easy to, okay, this is what we're doing now. So they kind of threw us that bone, right? I think Pong actually said it on last night on Primetime Gaming, like saying like, kind of like Phil Spencer had that in his pocket, along with some other things that he may have later on, but this one he had to throw out and give to us early because of the mistake that they made. And with Halo Infinite being free to play multiplayer, it just makes sense. And if they market this along with Halo Infinite, and then mention the other free to play games as well, like Warzone and Apex and Fortnite and all that stuff, you're gonna. It's no longer going to be like, okay, if I go to Xbox, I have to pay for the multiplayer on PlayStation. I don't have to pay for the multiplayer on those games. It's not. It's actually going to be, you get Halo also in the ecosystem, and you don't have to pay for the multiplayer. There's no barrier of entry, and the $2.99 price point is the lowest barrier of entry to playing these games. So you're 100% right, dude. I think it's gonna happen.
That should be stamped right next to the Velocity architecture on the box. Free to play. And like Pong Soul said, he had Flamish's Snoop Kiss in his pocket.
Ooh.
You like that?
Flamish.
You like that?
Slankin', buddy. You're leaving candy trails.
Hey, I got my great candy with me in my box. Just
don't touch it. You can't touch it for this whole podcast.
I do want to say a couple things though. Like, I think first of all, if we still had Don Matrick as CEO of Xbox, he wouldn't have cared to reverse it. I think he would have just stayed silent and told everybody at Xbox to keep their mouth shut and just go with it. Like, he would have just not cared the way that Phil probably got on those Zoom calls and was like, "This is bad press. fix this immediately. You know,
You know what Dom would have said? Well, with the extra money, we're going to bring some more Connect features, and also it's going to be some new TV implementation with the Xbox, and it's going to be awesome, guys.
If Dom Magic was still ahead of Xbox, we would have a ray tracing VHS slot in the box. The thing just kept getting bigger, so we're okay.
yeah, I mean that's true. That is definitely true. But I think we all should be grateful as gamers in general that we do have guys like Phil Spencer at Xbox, and I'm sure there's more than him at Xbox that really push for this to get reversed on a Friday night after work, like in their weekend time, while some of them are probably on vacation somewhere. Could be golfing on their property, could be on a private airplane, it's something. They probably still spent that time to get it reversed for gamers like us, and that means the world when it comes to an organization or customer service, because Sony wouldn't have done that, Nintendo would have cared less, and any other company you think of like Netflix or Hulu, they wouldn't have cared to reverse the increase in hike. They would have just said, "Oh well, see you guys Monday. See what happens."
Yeah.
So
He'd pull a Trump. He'd pull a Trump and go golfing.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any bad news.
He would say there's a platform for people that don't want to pay more for Xbox Live Gold, and it's called Xbox Live Silver.
I remember those days, man.
Box would just sit there, look pretty.
Yep. Speaking of other stuff going on in gaming, I mean it's not really like a big super deal, but it was talked about on Twitter and everybody got all concerned, like Konami's going away, they're restructuring. Everybody run for the hills, Konami's disbanding their gaming division. And it turns out it's just like a normal restructuring of the organization, and they're like, guys, our gaming division isn't going anywhere. Where did you get that idea from? I mean, you guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, for me, it's just simple. Like companies grow, get smaller, change over time, and they have to restructure stuff. I mean, people getting in panic mode all of a sudden. Okay, Konami is a great company for games, right? But to get all panic immediately and just wait a little, have patience and see what's going on, would have been better in that regard. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I was excited because I was thinking, hey, Xbox is going to go get the IPs from Konami, and then they're going to go get Kojima Studios, and they're going to make a Metal Gear game. No, it's interesting. I'm curious what they're going to do. I think Konami has kind of like been really quiet, it seems like, for a while, since the whole Kojima incident. That kind of drug their name through the mud for a little while, right? And then they had that one Metal Gear game that came out that like nobody wanted to even talk about or mention, So it's interesting what's going to happen with them, because they do have some good IP, right? I would like to see them kind of, make a big comeback and make some awesome games again,
Yeah. Well, when I think of Konami nowadays, I think about like the old retro games, like the arcade games that they ported over. Like what was it? Simpsons. Didn't they do X-Men the arcade and TMNT as well? Like those games. That's what I think of. And I think Konami, why did you lose the license? Why didn't you keep this crap up? Because those games would have been fantastic hits right now. People love that stuff. People love that nostalgia, and they would go back to it with their kids, their family. Just Tommy, what do you think?
I got the Simpsons arcade game on my 360. That's fun. That's nostalgic. It's kind of funny that they're dissolving production of divisions when they haven't really made anything in a while. I mean, if they're trying to be more efficient, I mean, how quick can you get now? I mean, so make a game first, and then we'll talk about whether it's efficient or not.
What's the last Konami game?
Oh God,
Wasn't it?
I'm gonna look it up.
Was it
Okay, so
Metal
the
Gear?
eFootball, PES 20, Pro Evolution Soccer.
Yeah,
Sorry.
PES 22. But that's it. I
Yeah.
don't see anything else.
Okay, so the games list, Konami Digital Entertainment. Is that which one I'm looking up? Konami Digital Entertainment?
Yeah, I think that is them.
I guess, man. So Castlevania, they still have that. But what have they? Metal Gear Survive is the other one I was talking about. Remember that
What year
one?
was that?
It
That
was horrible.
yeah.
Horrible. 2017 or 18, I think.
Yeah.
It's been
So,
3 years.
They had some Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Oh,
They have a
Mm.
couple
that's
of
kinda
iOS
popular.
games. Yeah, they have
Yeah,
Frogger in Toy Town. They have a Contra Rogue Corpse.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember
think
that.
didn't that get really bad reviews as well?
Probably. Because when it comes to games like that, it's like the nostalgia kicks in and people judge it so critically and so harshly. If it's not on par with the original or as difficult, they're like, game sucks.
Yeah.
That's like the two words they say.
Well, I mean, they're not doing well in the gaming space. I mean, they got Pro Evolution Soccer, right?
Yeah, the Pro Evolution Soccer is well known in Europe, though.
Yeah.
That's a very
Well,
well known franchise over here.
I mean, it's a big franchise, and like for a long time, that was like, what's better, FIFA or Pro Evolution Soccer? And it's, I think, even in recent years, it's kind of flipped, back and forth on that. So, that's a legitimate big title, right?
Yeah.
But that's kind of one of those annual releases. I don't.
Yeah, nothing changes much.
Also,
Metacritic got an 82% on.
didn't they have a new Silent Hill in the works as well? To just throw that away would be weird, right?
I think they did throw it away because wasn't that like on the PS4 as a demo? Or am I thinking
No,
of
that was
something else?
BT. That was BT. That's something else, Klaus. It's just a demo for some engine stuff that they tried out. That's
Well,
what
that was with Kojima was behind that, and then when the falling out happened with him, that the whole thing got scrapped, and then PT was removed from the PlayStation Store. You couldn't download it anymore.
By the
and all
way,
that.
sorry, Mav.
You're right.
By the way, what I wanted to say about PT, there's a very interesting video on YouTube how they actually made the game and all the tricks they used to actually have all the mechanics work in the game, like with the girl and stuff. That when she goes on top of the stairs, right? She goes backwards. She's actually just like this, like a flip book. It's really funny. Like there's a really interesting video how they made PT and how it all works. If you want to see that on YouTube, I'll probably look for the link.
Yeah, that game was pretty crazy.
Just creeps me out at the end when she's like eating you, and you can see your body getting like ripped up. Like when your eyes are looking forward, and you just feel and see her like tearing at your skin. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I don't do scary shit. Back to you, clowns.
All right. Well, that Konami news is really small. Xbox says that we went light on Microsoft and Xbox. No, Xbox, we did not. I don't think so. I know that this did not come from Phil. It came from somebody at Microsoft that counts numbers and statistics. So there's really not much that Xbox could have done if the parent company was like, it needs to be done, Phil. Just sit back and let's do it. To me, there's not really much that could have been done to prevent the fiasco because it was already planned in the works, but Xbox got it reversed, and I think at the end of the day, that's what really matters the most, and that's great fan service because nobody else would have been able to pull that off. But
yeah.
All right. How about this, Xbox? Satya, you fucked up. Okay, you suck. We revolt. All right, how's that?
That sounded a little toxic. I don't know, man.
So, Xbox, are you saying that you want us to talk about it for like 17 hours straight while you play PGA Golf Tour? Is that what you're hoping for? Because I just got to say, it was awesome, and he did a great job getting it reversed.
I think if he goes back to the beginning, you know, we kind of had a little bit. I ranted for a little while, at least. You know, we gave it
I
a
feel
good
like
rant.
Xbox got in the middle of the conversation. He saw the ending. He was like, this is kind
Yeah.
of soft.
Go back and finish watching the rest of the show, Xbox, and then go back and watch the beginning. And you may have missed some things here, you know, possibly, but who knows. At the end of the day, what matters is what's going on now more than what happened that day. And it's awesome today, but it doesn't mean that they weren't trying to pull something over on us, and we completely get that. I 100% agree with you, Xbox. It never should have happened. Go back and watch the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Hey, Xbox,
I mean,
I already talked about changing my subscription, and you know, they would be out of what $160 or $260. Sorry. So I mean that hurts their bottom line a little bit. So I mean that's what I would do. And if anybody felt the same way that I did, I'd urge them to get rid of that subscription if they feel like it doesn't serve them to the fullest capacity of their gaming experience. Like if you have Game Pass and you still buy games, like, and you don't see yourself looking at all these games, other than like the gold added in and the occasional perk here and there. I mean, they haven't given you a whole lot except for, like you said, the hundreds of games. So I mean, it's just how does the subscription work for you? And got to start thinking that way. I mean, it's obviously selfish. It's a very selfish hobby. So start thinking that way, and that will probably force them and pressure them to start adding more content and adding more perks.
Well, X-Men, I get what you're saying, that you think that, you know, they're out of tune with the gaming community, or are they that out of tune? And at the end of the day, Microsoft is a multi-trillion-dollar corporation. So Microsoft at the very top is all statistics and numbers, right? Like they're all counting the returning revenue every month. They're all thinking about the revenue that comes in for the bottom line of the business, and they're all thinking about how to expand services that people would buy into. And Microsoft thought somewhere along the lines of numbers and statistics in a boardroom with investors and what Dredd called and Breaking Bread with Dredd bean counters and calculators, that they thought this was a good idea number wise. No personal attachment to it. It's all numbers. Nothing personal about it. But we as consumers, we feel the brunt of their decisions. So we take it personal. But that guy that's an accountant, he doesn't take it personal. He's like, number 165 doubled by 1,925 doubled by 5 trillion subscribers. I mean, that's what he's looking at, you know? So...
Yeah. And also,
I want to say I got a little bit of an issue that's maybe coming up in a few years. Like this happened now, right? This is something that people definitely don't want. But what if in a few years they have to up the price of Game Pass, of Ultimate, because it becomes more expensive
Flamish,
going away?
I'm going to stop you right there. Don't give them any ideas.
Well,
no.
If they would have, compared to what they gave us, what they give us today for Game Pass, right? Not Xbox Live Gold, but for Game Pass Ultimate. If we all pretend like the price increase isn't coming for Game Pass Ultimate, and in the coming years, it's going to happen because of the amount of content that's going to keep getting put into it. The value is going to keep increasing and increasing. If we have an overreaction 2 or 3 years from now over a couple of dollar price increase on Game Pass Ultimate, then that's different than this, because this didn't even need to exist in the first place, right? This shouldn't even be here. We shouldn't even be having to pay for a multiplayer, period. But then they go and double the bottom entry. That was what the problem was. But they reversed that. There's no point for me still being angry about them trying to do it when they admitted that they screwed up, and then they went and made it at least a little bit better. For me, it's over now. I'm ready to move on. I'm not going to stay angry because we won. We won that fight, right?
But just just imagine this. Sorry, I have to make my
Go
point.
ahead. Go ahead.
So just imagine this, like in a couple of years, people will think like the price increase, right? And it happens. Like most people think, oh, Microsoft will fix it again. We're just gonna demand that they fix it and we'll do it because they did it so many years ago.
Yeah.
If they want to repurpose everyone into Game Pass Ultimate, let's say they get rid of Gold, nobody is going to like that unless there is some sort of bulk tier again. Like Game Pass Ultimate, $79.99 for a year. You know, like something like that. Like that is the only way it would be justified to make people go into Game Pass Ultimate. Nobody's going to want to pay $180 or uh, if it was $20 a month, you know, like it's no way. People would start to feel the pinch. People would start to not feel as invigorated about gaming. I mean, it would just be it would be a shit show.
You know the easiest way to keep the price down on Game Pass Ultimate? The more subscribers we have, because that's how they're going to make their profit. They make the profit off the numbers of people that are actually in the ecosystem.
Netflix?
Netflix does great too, but Netflix also had a lot of time where they just kept dumping massive amounts of money into content, and they had a big transition period. The price on Netflix for me is still justified, even though they're going up. I don't feel like I'm spending too much on Netflix, right? I feel like I'm getting my money's worth based on the content and the shows that they have. And as long as the value is still there, with all of these studios they've invested in, Bethesda, and all these games they have coming, think 3 years from now, you're going to have all the Bethesda games. You're going to have Fable. You're going to have Halo. You're going to have all the new, whatever new is new for Gears. You're going to have Perfect Dark. You got 23 first-party studios right now, and we know that there's more coming. And all of their games, multiple projects from multiple studios, are going to be in Game Pass day one, plus third-party stuff that's going to be hitting day one. You got the whole Yakuza series. You got other things that are keep dropping in there constantly. New stuff all the time. Today, Cyber Shadow just hit. It just came out today. It's a day one title. A lot of stuff is going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming. And that stuff is going to compound and keep adding up in value, and it's not going to go away. The first party stuff is not going to go away, and that value is still going to be there. So if it's $14.99 now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, I expect to be paying a little bit more than that based on everything that's coming into that. And it's going to be so hard for everybody to pass up on that. And I would rather do that than pay $70 for one game. $70 for one game compared.
Oh yeah, that's not even a question.
The difference.
Yeah, that's not even a debate. It's just the does the content match the service or the price of the service that we're getting? And I'm starting to question that. So
right.
like I was saying with the yeah, like what I was saying about getting the yearly $60 cards, I feel like in 2 years it will be justified.
Right.
So when those 2 years are up with those cards, I will begin to think about getting back into Game Pass Ultimate, because right now the monthly expense just does not cover it for me.
Yeah, and Game Pass isn't for everybody. It depends on how many games you play and all these different things. Like if you don't see the value in the game, in the amount of games that are for you in Game Pass, then it doesn't make sense, which is another reason why we had problems with them increasing the price of those cards, because you shouldn't be strong arming people into Game Pass that don't want to be a part of it, right? But for people that do want to be a part of it, the more content that's going to be there, unfortunately, eventually is going to raise the price, right? It's just going to happen because of the amount of investment that's gone into it. Unless enough people subscribe, I guess, that they're making it hand over fist, and then they try raising the price and people freak out and start unsubscribing. People vote with their wallets, but eventually it's going to happen, and that's what they want to get us. That's the ecosystem that they want to get us into. We have to understand that it's a business.
Yeah, right? And I think that's why when the price goes up, that's when people are going to start feeling the pinch, because you think it. Let's say it goes up to $20. You know, hypothetically speaking, $19.99. People are going to be like $240 a year. Like, I don't know. So, like, if they get rid of gold, because it is a bulk service for $60, they are gonna have to come out with some sort of bulk service for Game Pass Ultimate. I feel like that's got to happen.
Yeah.
It's still a subscription, right? That's what they're going for.
So I think they could get rid of gold if they have enough subscribers and just do away with it. Like Epic Games, they give a free game, right, for free without you even having to pay anything, right?
Absolutely.
And so,
in the future you get the 3 months, right? The 3 free months, and then afterwards, again, that the fine print, your subscription will start at such and such dollars a month, and failure to keep up with the subscription, you will lose your, like, other than free to play, your online service. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So I mean, and that's when the bulk tiers would be very useful, because it still goes towards your subscription amount. So I mean, it's just they just want to get rid of the gold. Well, then move it over to the ultimate at $79.99, something like that, just so people, for a full year, so that people can, feel more comfortable getting into that service. Like, bullying them to go to $120 a month for a full year, that was just asinine. I mean, I'm sorry, but if you're gonna get rammed up the ass, you want to, lube it up and ease it in a little bit. You're not gonna.
You at least want to be making that decision to take it.
Right.
Right. You don't want to be like, okay, I give.
Right.
Like you want to know what you're getting into. And that's why I think if they just get rid of gold, period, and then just have the Game Pass, that's the natural option. Okay. Hey, I got this. I can play games for free, multiplayer. I get to have fun. I get maybe one free game a month or whatever it is, right? And then, hey, here's the option that, hey, whether it's $15 or in the future 17 or 18 or whatever, that's a decision you can make personally based on what value you see is there for you to grab. For me personally, I think it has more value than what they're charging for now, just because of the amount of different games that I play in there that I would have bought otherwise. I would be spending way more than $180 a year on the amount of games I've been playing from Game Pass, but that's not everybody. And if you play Call of Duty or Madden, or let's say you only play a couple games from Xbox or whatever that are in Game Pass, right? Then it may not be for that person. And they were trying to force those people to make that tough decision, and that's screwed up. That's what pissed everybody off,
Right.
And at the end of the day, the way that it should have went down is Microsoft should have just said, "Hey, we are sunsetting gold. We're gonna move everything to a Game Pass or Game Pass Ultimate subscription, and these are your options, and these are how we're gonna grandfather certain time in." I think, and that's to Xbot, okay? Because I know Xbot was really heated about this whole thing, and hopefully. I hope he sees that, again, it's not really Xbox's decision 100%. It's really a whole corporation with a whole bunch of people in boardrooms that Phil probably wasn't even privy to, that kind of make these services decisions. And I saw Mav laughing there, so he might have repeated some of what he said or something, but I just want Xbox to understand this. Like, Xbox just thinks we're going too light on Microsoft.
Yeah, speaking of getting rammed up the ass, I hope that made Xbot feel better.
Yeah, we did that for you, Xbot. Thank you for the constructive criticism, and we have taken it to heart, and we've made our own change. And hey, everybody, it looks like the no hat Mav was a huge topic in the chat, so I did this just for you guys.
Nice. Well,
it's like your second skin.
Congratulations to Mav's hat for showing back up. Mav's hat, we missed you. Glad you're back, part of the podcast here. And Xbot, I hope you feel a little bit better about this. Sorry, Flemish, you shaved your beard. I mean, we miss your beard. Bring it back. Bring the beard back, Flemish.
It has to grow 7 months, 8 months, something like that.
What are
There's
you,
some-
16? Sorry.
No, it takes a long while. Even here, I don't have really much beard as all. So
He's not eating the right
Matt.
candy. Well, Xbox. Okay, so I was talking to a few people, and a few people. When I say a few people, might be more than just regular gamers. Maybe businessmen to an extent. Okay, is a better way to put it. I don't want to say too much on that. But when they were talking about Sony's games being $70, they said that was basically a Sony decision. Sony wanted to raise the price of the games for next gen. Microsoft is not raising the first party prices of games for next gen. And this is part of their idea of why they wanted to get rid of gold, is because you're still going to get these first party games in Game Pass, like brand new blockbuster titles like Halo Infinite. Unless you don't like Halo anymore, Xbox, then I can't help you, but I'm looking forward to playing it. And that's going to come in Game Pass, and I don't have to go out and spend $60 to get that game. And I'm pretty excited about it, so I know you're really excited about it. You and Mav are like true Spartans over here. Maybe you guys should have a 1v1 one night. I would like, that would be a fun match. But I'm just saying, that they did not say, hey, we're raising the prices of all our first party stuff because it's going to Game Pass.
I keep seeing Flamish just put all those hat emojis in the chat.
it's gonna be. I'm saying this now. There's gonna be a new emoji on the channel soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what? I'm gonna make a fallen hat that lands on Mav's head when you have a hat on.
Yeah. It can just sit there digitally. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. And I'll make myself some clown hair that just drops down occasionally. Maybe some golf clubs for Midway and a candy bowl that pours on Flamish's head. But
Make sure they're Wilsons.
You need to have some like dumbbells next to Midway, like they just go up and down with a fake arm.
Oh, that would be. Oh, yeah, that'd be funny.
They're not bad. I gotta get the forearms a little bigger, but they're all right.
Flamish, you can just have the candy raining down.
That's true. Yeah, very true.
I could do it in real life right now.
What's up, Avish? Thanks for dropping by, brother. I do want to say something while we're on this topic, right? Before we move on to the next one, which Kevin Hart is joining the Borderlands movie, which is really cool. But, however, Tom Warren released some Microsoft Quarter 2 2021 earnings. Spot might be a little bit interested in this. So, 47.5 million Microsoft 365 subscribers. It's gone up. Gaming revenue up 51% for Xbox. Xbox hardware up 86%. Probably all those controllers that keep selling. Surface revenue hits $2 billion.
$2 billion. Wow.
That's some pretty big revenue.
And everyone hates them?
Yeah, apparently so. Nobody likes Xbox. Xbox has no games, remember?
Then what is it? How can we explain this, clowns?
We can't. It's defying logic. It must be fake news. It's got to be fake news, man. There's no way, That's what some people would say. But
I don't know. This year, Microsoft is going to be huge. Sorry, I had to do it.
Yeah, that was good. Maybe we need a huge GIF, whatever you want to call it.
GIF. GIF peanut butter starts with a J. So GIF is with a G. That's my logic to it.
I'm looking through to see if I have any cool GIFs to post. Any thoughts on this?
Well, wasn't there a stat that said like somewhere around 70% of the new consoles were new users? Did anybody ever see that?
Yeah, I remember something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see. I think there's a new because of like the new generation and all that stuff. There's a new what's the word I'm looking for? give me a word. Give me a word that make like a new vigorance. You know, like something that people are, especially what? How long did the 360 get used for? I mean, they're just not.
Reinvigorated.
Thank you, reinvigorating. Thank you, because I
You're
can like
talking about
think today. What?
you're talking about the 360? I just bought
Yeah,
one.
like that 360. The right. I still have one. It's not hooked up, but I still have it, and I know there's games on there that aren't back compat yet. And I know one of these days I'm gonna hook it back up. So I mean, it's just the thing's been used for 15 plus years, and they're just now going to be uh, stopping the Halo servers on the 360. I mean, so that was Microsoft's fault, I think, for continuing to support that system. But at the same time, those people that were on the 360 went through the whole one cycle probably, and then they're like, you know what? I think it's time for a next gen console, so let's do it. So you got them, and then those like I think a lot of because of the amount of PlayStations that were sold and basically bought up by scalpers. It could have been a possibility that hey, I want something next gen. Let's give this Xbox a try. So I mean, plus that was for this past quarter, correct? You said?
It says
Quarter two,
quarter two.
2021.
Okay, and then does anybody remember the quarter one stats at all? Was it like? Because I would like to see like how is it like is it like 50% on top of quarter one? Is that how it works?
I don't remember. I don't know the
We need
stats for
VJ.
quarter one.
This is a VJ topic.
Yeah, I know, right? VJ, where you at?
Yeah.
Did you file a missing persons report for him yet, clowns? I know you did for Flamish before. Oh,
What?
Flamish from the milk carton.
So,
Yeah.
and you know, the surfaces are definitely getting a lot more attention. I've actually been looking at surfaces, you know, feeling that they're just like the right size, you know. Pause. That's not what she said. So, you know, just I feel like they're just like the right size, the right, you know, mobility. Like they just look
Medics.
like
There's one other thing I feel I need.
a perfect setup for somebody that's a casual like laptop. Plus, if you've seen the ads for Surface, they're definitely advertising the gaming aspect of these surfaces. So yeah, so there could be a little bump in that revenue because of that side, because maybe somebody just doesn't have enough for a PC, but they don't want to be on a console. So you know, it's all about choice, and that's what Microsoft has really given a lot of people. They've given them a lot of choice. Okay, it's a platform. Okay, it's still exclusive. Thank you.
Yeah. I take the percent like so 51% growth and just in the gaming division year over year. How much of it's due to the pandemic? Probably quite a bit, right? People
Probably
were stuck
still,
at
yeah.
home and subscribing to services to get more content, whether it be gaming and you know whether it be streaming services as well. Probably saw an increase, right? So hardware sales are up, which is to be expected with the console launch, right? That's like gonna happen, obviously. But it just to see overall 51% increase for me, that's pretty astounding, right? You know that they're doing well, guys, and
Yeah,
so are all the publishers, and so are all the um, developers that are not all developers are doing well, but a lot of developers are doing well right now because hey, guess who's investing in these games now? The publishers are investing in the games. That means more developers are getting games made. You have stuff like Lucasfilm games, right? Starting to show up where now Disney's getting back involved and starting to make all these investments and stuff with different developers and publishers and stuff around the gaming sphere all over the place. Gaming is growing massively. We're in a, like you said, it's reinvigorated, or it's like a it's like a renaissance of gaming investments in a way. It's like people that had been kind of sitting down and just kind of watching for a while, like, hey, we're diving into this. You're seeing acquisitions and purchases and consolidations and a lot of investment, and we win for that. And that's, again, to go back to the thing, that's why we complain when they do something stupid like, raise the Xbox Live Gold price, right? It just doesn't make any sense, with all of these numbers that you see actually coming from the earnings reports, right? So for anybody out there that says we need to have $70 of games, we don't.
No,
fine.
We don't. Especially with Activision. I mean, they're making what, $3 billion in microtransactions like every quarter.
Yeah.
But Xbox got no games. How are they making all this money if they don't got no games?
Oh my god, I'm not even gonna start. I don't want to rant for over half an hour. No. This topic has
got all the games.
beaten to death and back and back and.
No, I think the
beaten so much that it's not coming back out of the ground anymore. I mean, it's
you know what? I think I'm gonna find a perfect GIF for Flamish on that, because he likes candy, right? And he just said it got beaten to death. So what else gets beaten to death? A pinata with candy. I'm
going right here. I got the pineapple.
Oh, you got one?
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna
while he's doing that, I think a lot of the revenue also has to do with the rise in subscriptions too. I mean, it's like I said, it's still a good service. You just got, I mean, definitely for a parent, right? I mean, I don't have to buy you anything, so here you play whatever is in this service. That's what you get, and then if it's free to play, fine, whatever. But so I mean, I think it has a lot to do with the rise in the subscriptions as well. And then slowly but surely they're chugging out these systems, So I think it'll be pretty. It'll rise. I think it'll be pretty. Definitely above 40% for the rest of the year, in my opinion, when it comes to trying to get these systems out and the revenue.
Well, just for Flamish's sake, and that he doesn't get tired, I will change the topic, even though we're just getting started for Xbox because he brought it back up.
Got no games.
Yeah, got no games.
Well, no pineapple for me, it seems.
No, you're not getting a pineapple. You're getting a pinata that's getting beaten to death. That's what you're getting. Sorry.
Your pineapples like Microsoft? They got no games.
I see Michael Garvey in the chat is actually trolling Mike from NLG right now, and it's pretty hilarious. So yeah, Xbox got those bangers, baby. They got the bangers.
Real quick, fun
Just
fact,
wait.
I was reading Twitter, and we all know that Twitter has to be 100% correct, right? Has to be 100%. Somebody posted on Twitter that the word bangers came from World War II. When sausages were on ration, they used to fill them up with more water, and sometimes they would actually explode when you cooked them. I don't know how true that is.
Interesting.
That is true.
Exploding sausage is what bangers.
They explode because they actually when water evaporates, they blow up and then it can explode. Yeah.
So I guess in Belgium you still have bangers.
Well, the World War II was somewhat in Belgium, France. That it took place most of around our regions, so it would be around here that the bangers were popular. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if my daughter asks me to open the door mouth, I need you to run away with the topic, any topic of your choosing. But real quick, I'll go ahead and change the topic for the chat. And this is a real small one, real super fast for all you guys, and we'll get into, I think, in the last two topics after that. But Kevin Hart is joining the Borderlands movie. Anybody excited for Borderlands movie? Because I am excited. I want to dress up as one of those psycho guys and go see the movie, or I'll probably get kicked out.
Yeah, I want to know more about it. Who's Kevin Hart going to play? Does it say?
He's going to be the robot.
He's gonna be
I'm
Claptrap.
just kidding. No, I'm just
no,
kidding.
he needs to be. That'd be awesome.
I can see him doing that, yeah. But Eli Roth is going to be the director.
Yes, Eli
Okay.
Roth is director.
Anybody in the chat know who Eli Roth is? He's the Bear Jew.
Yeah, he actually has some interesting like horror movies also, right?
He did Hostel, the first two Hostels, I think.
There was a Jonestown type movie that he did, right? That was similar to Jonestown. If y'all know what Jonestown is, it's about like a cult, right? I think he did a movie that's kind of about that, not exactly Jonestown, but he's an awesome director. So that actually has me intrigued with this. I didn't know that. I think that kind of fits the Borderlands kind of like weird, gruesome stuff about it, kind of and comedy kind of fits his style, dude.
Kate Blanchett's gonna be it. She's gonna be Lilith.
Yep.
Nice.
I am excited for that. I don't even know what the plot's gonna be. Is it, like I hope it's kind of based on the video game. And Punk Soul says Kevin Hart's gonna be Tiny Tina. Oh, imagine that, right?
Kevin Fever also.
I just checked up on it, and he's actually gonna be Roland. So at least he's gonna have to do with the normal cast of Borderlands characters. Not gonna be a new cast, it seems, like a new cast of characters that we don't know in the Borderlands universe. So it's gonna be interesting what they're gonna do with it. If they bring Jack into the movie, that would be awesome. I would see that as a huge plus.
Oh, they have to. They have to. They said that Randy Pitchford and Take-Two Interactive CEO Strauss Zelnick are going to be executive producing the film, so they're definitely going to be probably keeping it as close to the Borderlands world as possible, which is nice to know.
Scarlett Johansson can play Moxie. Psychonauts, I agree. Determined Hero Kevin Hart should be Claptrap. You know that he would make a funny Claptrap though. He really would.
He would.
He would. Claptrap is hilarious.
Don't you think that the original Tiny Tina actor that voice acts the character, that she shouldn't be Tiny Tina itself? I mean, she's a little bit too old, I know, but they could use CG and stuff. But her voice is so unique.
So you just want that movie to spend more money, huh?
Of course. I mean, Borderlands has to spend a lot of money. Should be shell shaded as well.
I mean, let's just pinpoint. I mean, look at how many video game live action movies are starting to become. I mean, you could tell that video gaming is starting to definitely play a role in pop culture. I mean, Nikolai Coster-Waldau is going to be Joel in The Last of Us, which is HBO series, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, then you got The Witcher right now. I mean, it's they're slowly starting to make these into big, awesome blockbuster mediums, which is very fun to see. Very cool.
So, also, guys, so the movie I was talking about is called The Sacrament. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But the director was T. West, and it was produced by Eli Roth, and it says Eli Roth presents The Sacrament. So
the only sacrament I know is Lamb of God. Walk with me in hell. Come on, guys. Let's go, chat. You got to know that, right?
Yeah.
Nope.
Have y'all played the Telltale series games for the Borderlands?
I started it, but life took over. I know I'm gonna boot it back up though. It's fun.
You have to. You have to.
Yeah.
I wonder if they may take some ideas, from Telltale and kind of what they did with some of the story and everything for the movie.
I'd be down. That'd be cool.
I'm not familiar. I didn't play the game, so but I know that people said that the Telltale games were really good, that they were a lot of fun.
Well, what I loved about the Borderlands franchise, especially about Jack as a character, was his taunting, all the way through the game, the second one, he was taunting you to kill, to basically want to murder him in the deepest fiber of your soul, to make him
Handsome
suffer
Jack, right?
Yeah, handsome Jack. Yeah. Just call him Jack. I don't know why. But yeah, if they could bring something like that also in the movies, that would be awesome.
So you are a Fortnite llama eating candy right now, Flamish.
A
And
Fortnite
blowing
llama.
bubbles.
Oh, come on. Why Fortnite llama? Is there something
You
else?
moved it right in front of your face.
It
That's
started
great,
on Mavs TV. It came through Mavs TV and ended up on your face. So sorry for that. That's the only good pinata I've found so far.
Flamish, just go. Oh, you should have been doing it while I was on there.
If you're watching, you have permission to make a copy of that and turn that into something.
I think that's too good of an impersonation, and now I'm starting to wonder if Flamish actually lives on a llama farm.
Do you know I can actually make an impersonation of Bandit from Borderlands as well?
Go for it, Flamish.
I'm gonna eat your babies.
It's pretty good.
And guys,
Pretty
that
good.
is Flamish for his audition in Borderlands 17. So look out for that. So I know we had fun while I was looking for that pinata gif. GIF, as the original creator calls it.
GIF.
Give GIF.
Sorry, things change.
I think this goes into what Mav was saying. Mav, you did say that you kind of feel like free to play was coming, and you feel like that maybe it would have started with some of the Halo multiplayer, the free to play stuff. And I kind of agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is because in a topic we have for Sea of Thieves, they're coming out with seasons based on like a Fortnite type model. And Fortnite's a free to play game. So imagine if they took Sea of Thieves, which is a smash hit on Steam and Xbox devices, turn that free to play, you don't have to buy it anymore, and just make seasons and microtransactions.
Yeah, I agree. I never thought Sea of Thieves should have been a standard model game to begin with purchasing it, and because it's built as when a game is built around in-game content and purchasing things, when that's a lot of the focus of the game, it's supposed to live for years and years and years and come out with new content to purchase, and that's the basic concept of the game. I don't like having to buy that game originally, right? Because you're basically selling somebody a storefront for content, and so certain games, when they have this model, okay, if you have the model that Sea of Thieves has and other games, if you make it free to play, you're inviting in more players, and then you actually invite them to keep purchasing content and keep making content, and that's the way that free to play model works. But you have a lot of these games that kind of try and be both, right? For example, like Madden, right? Okay, I'm going to sell you this $60 game, and then now I'm just going to sell stuff to you constantly, and this whole game, the Ultimate Team, is built around buying stuff, right? Like, and other games do this as well, like Marvel's Avengers, Destiny. But and you see why they've made some of those moves in some of those games, right? With Destiny now in Game Pass and stuff like that. So it makes sense what you're saying. And if a game is built around that, I don't want them to like you were saying midway, you're taking it up the rear, right? You're kind of taking it twice,
Yeah, doesn't feel good.
It's like you got the initial, right, which is like the surprising, right, and then you got the constant thrust after for a long time after, so at some point, if you got to make it should be one or the other. It shouldn't be both. You know what I mean? So I think that with what you're saying, Clowns, with Sea of Thieves, if that's the model they're going with, and it could be free to play like that, that's what I want to see from games like that. unless they have so much content and it's a complete experience, and you're not being asked or kind of feel like you need to keep purchasing things to continue that. Like Minecraft Dungeons, I think should have been a free-to-play game, or buy it and then the content that they keep coming out with it be free. Not buy it and then have this constant drip of content for $5, $5, or whatever, you know? So I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, Gears is doing the seasons, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's gonna start becoming a norm for Xbox studios. Don't have to recreate a game. Don't have to, you could pump content out in it without, while people are still engaged in the game. I have a feeling that's going to happen with the new Forza. I have a feeling it's going to happen with Fable. I think it's just going to be a norm, and yeah, we're getting in too deep with these metaphors, man. Pun intended.
Yeah. Especially when the point of entry is so big, you know.
Well, exit only, sir.
Yeah, dude, it's like, okay, here's pay $60 for this, and now we're gonna sell you a season pass.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it's like
if it's well, okay, I guess let's debate. I mean, how much is a season worth to you?
Well, it depends on a season. To me, should be an optional experience that enhances the experience. Like Fortnite, to me, does it well. I think Warzone with Call of Duty, it does it well. You can completely ignore it if you choose to, and
like Hive Busters.
Well, Hive Busters is a standalone paid for experience that's complete, right?
But free with Game Pass Ultimate, correct?
Yeah, but Game Pass is the kicker there. Game Pass changes a lot of things, right?
Right.
Game Pass changes the game with a lot of things. But if you're talking about taking Game Pass out of the equation and you're just saying free to play model versus pay for model, like, okay, imagine that you had to buy a Warzone.
Yeah.
And then they still had the season pass option in there. Right. It feels like it feels a little greedy at that point. You know what I mean? As opposed to just being a completely optional experience. Right.
Well,
right.
Many games are doing this at the moment.
Yeah.
Marvel is doing that with the season pass characters, right?
I don't like that. If they're having that model, it should have been the game should be free. If your game is built around purchasing content, don't be $60 to begin with. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're only limiting your ability to sell more content.
Even the Call of Duty, like Cold War, is doing the season pass stuff that like every how much is the season pass? Like 60 days or something. They have to buy again for $10, like on coins to go to the new season pass. Yeah, it's so stupid that they always do this in like normal games that you have to buy full price, like you're saying, Matt. And I just think it's like you're saying, like reaching for people's pockets. Like they don't want to make the game more expensive, but they're basically just making everything else that you have to buy extra stuff to have the complete package.
Right. But so season passes on free to play though, if it works for me, because hey, you can have a great experience without
the game was free to begin with. So,
exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna what you do with your pockets then is up to you. It's just that paywall to get into the game to begin with, and then they're asking for another fence to hop over in order to play that season. I think it all has a little bit of how much time it's been between. You know what I mean? Like, Sea of Thieves has been out for how long?
It's been 2 years, probably, maybe 2.5. I don't know.
Longer, because it was
it was like 2015, wasn't it? 2016.
Yeah, it got game of E3. Got game of E3. Maybe 2017 got game of E3.
Okay, let's say Better Than Without 2017. So it's been over 3 years, right? Because we're in 2021 now. So let's say
Yeah.
it's been over 3 years. So people have bought the game. People have subscribed to the service. Basically, it's that when you do it, your SOL moment. Like, it sucks if you did it last month, but then you are going to have another. Let's say did it. I forgot. What was there a price for the season yet?
For Sea of Thieves,
Yeah,
price for the season.
yeah.
I
I didn't
thought it
see a
was.
price mentioned.
I think
So
it's
let's
free.
Oh
so
wait,
if it's
yes, you are correct. A plunder pass will cost 999 ancient coins, or $9.99.
okay, so okay, well then I mean they give you the option to earn it, right? In game. They give you the option to earn the price of the season in game. So I don't see a problem with that if you're a big Sea of Thieves fan. I mean, they're just that's almost like an incentive for engagement for them, right? So, and that's what Game Pass is all about. It's all about engagement. I mean, they got Bethesda's RPGs coming, right? They got uh some EA games, Inquisition, Dragon Age, right? Those are engagement games. And then the rumor of Ubisoft, and sometimes you even see Ubisoft games in Game Pass. Engagement, like they want games that have long-term engagement.
Yeah.
So if Clowns, are you a big Sea of Thieves player?
I used to be, but I want to get back
Okay,
into it, especially now
so
that this pass is coming out.
right, so how long would it take to get 990 99,000 whatever it was, 9,900 ancient coins?
If I remember correctly, and it's been a while, right? And I played when they were first introduced. I believe ancient coins came up randomly from like these ancient rare skeletons, and they were very hard to get. And then I think later on, people found a way to farm the coins by doing other things. It was still very grindy, and it still took time, but it wasn't as bad as waiting hours upon hours a day for a skeleton to pop up.
Okay, so it's just based on when you start playing the game, pretty much. I mean, the closer you are, like the longer you play, the closer you are. If you're doing that grind, a la a Destiny 2, like all that type of gameplay. So, I mean, at least to me, I'm not a Sea of Thieves player. I would like to know in the chat if you feel like having the option to earn it in game is a great idea, or hey, buy it outright for and also obviously the content in that season has a lot to do with the price as well. So I really hope that the content matches the price and or the effort to get the ancient coins. But I mean, that's what I like. I like earning stuff in game. Like I don't like having to put take my wallet out and have to give them more money.
Yeah.
If they want my engagement time to get something to get to a season pass, I'm all for it, you know? I mean,
I think it depends on
go
how
ahead.
engaging with the content the season pass is too. Does it actually have
Exactly, yeah.
challenges and stuff that actually creates more stuff for you to do in the game, or is it purely based on amount of time you played and you get rewards for it, right? So, for example, in Fortnite, they've always done decently well with have you do like challenges to get the experience, and you have to actually pay attention to the challenges to get the experience points that actually level you up, which in turn levels up the battle pass and you get the rewards, right? Like, so the games that have that kind of like thing where you actually can focus on interaction of the game with the season pass is good, but not when you have to, when the game is $60 to begin with, and that should the game to me should be complete at that point, unless
Oh
it's
yeah.
an extension or added value based beyond that, right? And a lot of these games now are using, maybe they're using Game Pass as a way to, okay, they're getting money from, or maybe, I don't know how those deals work. So I would be
Mav?
curious to see, like, how does a game that's built, like, for example, Marvel's Avengers, we will probably see that in Game Pass because that's going to increase their player base, right? And which will
Right.
increase the amount of sales they get for the characters. But right now, they don't have the characters to sell enough of them, right? So later, as those keep coming out, how's that going to work out, right? Like, I think Game Pass is going to become kind of a home for a lot of these type of games,
Absolutely.
just because it makes sense for them business wise. Let's just
Right.
hope that it's not mostly those type of games.
Real quick, Flemish is gonna get out of here before any of us. So, Flemish, I know you got like 2 minutes, maybe a minute and a half. Just quickly tell people where they can find you.
Well, they can find me on Flemish with the Flemish Experience on Sunday. You can find me here on Forecast with Quartus and for GQ TV for some news and stuff with clowns. And you can also find me on my Twitter at clowns. Tell me.
I'll
I'll type it in chat. I'll type it in chat to be sure, so people know where to find me. I'll see you all next time. Till next week. It was fun. Also, always fun with you. Fun speculation and midway and clowns. So I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye,
And you're
Harry.
losing in Achievos. Bye. Bye. And there he
All right.
goes. Sad.
And then there were 3.
Bev, did you have anything else you wanted to add to it? I know I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to give him an outro real quick.
No, I cut midway off, so he may want to actually chime in on anything else.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you on Microsoft wants Xbox wants high engagement with these games that are in Game Pass. They don't want anybody to be no one and dones there in Game Pass, or at least sprinkled with. That's why you see Doom Eternal in there and stuff like that. But once the Bethesda deal goes, you're gonna see that thing riddled with Fallouts and all the other types of games that come with ZeniMax. So, and then who knows if that rumor with Ubisoft is still going to be something, but that's another one that they like having the high engagement. So people are still playing Valhalla.
I'm telling you guys, we're about to be put on a train through the rest of at least until summer, probably or late fall, of news this year. This is going to be a big news year with a lot of stuff happening, and Halo is about to be taking center stage, I think, coming up soon. And I'm excited to see what they're doing with the multiplayer on Halo Infinite because it is free to play. And what we've been talking about, how is it going to be monetized? Because there's going to be systems in place. We know that there has to be. They got to make money on it somehow. We know that they're not making money on gold subscriptions now for that game, at least, right? So how is it gonna play? How are they gonna implement it on a free to play Halo game? And it's gonna be interesting to see in everybody's reactions to some of the stuff that they may have planned. And I'm excited about that because the amount of players that are gonna flood into Halo that have never played Halo before, because the barrier of entry is 0. All you got to do is play on it, get an Xbox, for $2.99, or you can play on a Xbox One or One S or One X for even less, right? So it's going to be exciting to see that, and the amount of news we're going to be getting about Halo and other games coming up, probably in weeks and months from now, is going to be really interesting. It's going to be an exciting year.
If you remember, the Halo multiplayer was rumored to become free to play before the botched Halo event that showed Craig on
It
screen.
is.
So
Halo Infinite multiplayer is free to play.
right, so and it doesn't surprise me that this
Yeah.
free to play news was coming out anyway. So
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
conspiracy. It's a conspiracy. Sorry.
Well, no, that's all right. Well, I think pretty much we hit all the major topics because there wasn't a whole bunch of stuff, and
You don't want to talk an hour about Kevin Hart?
I mean,
Or how about Poundland?
yeah, we should get sponsored by them. I will. You know, I am gonna ask them for a sponsorship. I'm not kidding. I will email them and be like, "Listen, more people heard about you in America because Mama and Midway have talked about you on this show so much. So please give us a discount pound at your store."
So
We'll have
any Americans visiting the UK now know where to go. Poundland. We earned them some business.
We'll have that Mama Rocks go shopping for us with our discounts.
Do you need a discount at Poundland?
Well, if we're getting sponsored by them, we better get a discount.
Yeah, like a 1% discount. It'll become the 99-cent only store.
Mom, make it happen.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I'm gonna email them. I also want to get sponsored by Rocket Fizz because they have bacon flavored soda.
Do they have 99 pence only stores?
Good question.
Don't they call them peas?
99 pence is probably like $1.06 for us, right?
I got 99 pence and a pound ain't one.
Nice. Good one.
Yeah.
All right.
That is a tagline.
All right.
Well, you know, without further ado, I want to thank everybody who came out to the chat to make this show awesome. Xbot, you did get us talking about Microsoft topic forever, so shout out to you. I hope it was heavy enough for you. And you know what? I will beat you not only in Golf with Friends, but I will beat you in PGA as well, 2K21. I mean, I'm getting good on very easy and beginner styles, so I got skills, and you should be afraid of those skills because I will get sponsored on that PGA Tour by Poundland. So eat that, Xbox. And everybody else in the chat, I do want to let you know that a fellow Gamers Unite Guild podcast is going on. It's Retro Renegades being hosted by Infinite tonight, so look out for that. I checked Graphic God's YouTube, and I didn't see it on there, so I don't know which channel they're hosting on, but just search it on YouTube.
I checked. I hit the YouTube link that Infinite was hosting, and it looks like it will be on the actual Retro Renegades channel. Not very many subs on that, so go check it out. See if that's one of the channels that they're going on.
And shout out to Robert Hart. I haven't seen him in the chat before, but he's from Canada and the great cold white up north. I'm in sunny Florida, so Robert, I feel I don't miss I do miss the sea and the snow, but I don't miss feeling the weather. I used to live in Pennsylvania, which is maybe about 8-hour drive from the border of Canada. I've been to Canada a couple times. Beautiful country where I've been. But it was very cold. I'm not a person who can handle the cold. So shout out to you, Robert Hart. Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated, man. Very appreciated. And I thank you. And to everybody else in chat that came out, thank you very much. And to Flamish, who appeared on the show and then left for his candy bowl before Retro Renegades, since he wasn't allowed to eat on stream. Thank you for coming out, Flamish. But
he needed his fix.
We're going to do reverse order. So, Midway 8 Monster. Well, you're not beating Xbot in PGA golf and lifting a few 5-pound weights. Where can people find you?
5 pounds. Yeah, with my bra. No, so, sadly, I was in the lead the last round we did, and I swung too early, and it went into the water, which, you know, is a penalty stroke. So I ended up tying with Xbot the last round. So we still have to find out who a winner will be in the next round. Now it's Midway 8 Monster on Twitter. For some reason, Midway 7 Monster is taken, but my Xbox Live gamertag is Midway 7 Monster. Great. I liked the chat today. I liked the conversation today. Definitely a fun time. Hope we get a couple panel members to show up next time. Huh? Playing hooky over there.
I was late.
Well, I mean, it is
Uh,
late in the UK, and Mama's probably got something going on.
she's in the chat
Chopping that
still,
pound,
so
man.
she's not that busy. All right, so yeah, no, great job, guys. Definitely enjoyed today's conversation. Uh, Xbot in the chat fueled a little more of that fire in all of us about that certain topic. So looking forward to next week. Looking forward to gaming. And have a good night, guys. Thank you.
And Mav, the fantastic host, or I should say co-host, we'll just make Caitlin the host, of the Xbot Ultimate Podcast. Where can people find you, man?
So shortly they can find me over watching in the chat, Retro Renegades. So I'll be hanging out, checking these guys out. I gotta go downstairs, and so if you can find me downstairs, also, I'm about to be there. I got to do a couple things, but no. Hey guys, thanks for watching. It's been so much fun. We have topics that we got a little passionate about and had some fun today, and that's what it's all about. But you can find me on Twitter at Fun Speculation. You can find us on YouTube at Fun Speculation. I just moved Xbox Ultimate from I was having it hosted by one audio platform, and I moved it over to Anchor FM. So
yes!
Yeah, I just did that today. You can find the show on. You've been able to find it on Spotify and everything. So hopefully there's no issues with the transfer. But you can find us Xbox Ultimate on YouTube, on Spotify, on iTunes, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. So check us out there. And yeah, Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern is when we go live. So see you there.
Awesome. Hey, are you doing a game night this Friday?
Yeah, we try and play every Friday night. I think Kate is going to put up a poll and have an option for some games. And so just go vote on what you want to play. I guarantee you Halo Master Chief Collection will always be one of the options. But we'll try and mix it up, if everybody wants to, and have some other games in there as well. But yeah, just go vote on that poll that she puts up on Twitter. And we'll see what you guys want to play, and we'll do that Friday nights after the podcast.
Awesome, man. Well, everybody, you can find me here, Four Guys Recorders, every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, sometimes on Retro Renegades right after, and then Wednesdays, Game Beyond the Box, Mondays, Primetime Game with Mr. Boomstick and Friends, and then on Fridays, when I can, I like to make it to Mav's game nights. It's a lot of fun. A lot of cool people come out. If you play Halo, just run away from Mav and 3-bit. They're very good. Caitlin's very good too. Just hide behind trees and just shoot people that walk past you. That is my tip, and it's been working so far. Here and there, I will say, but that is a great tip. Run away as fast as you can. And then shout out to Mr. Tushy and Noof Nukem as well. They're doing game nights on Saturday. And Fork Boy is actually going to be doing a golfing tournament this Friday. I think he's going to try to start at 7 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Eastern, around those times. So keep a lookout for his feed. He's doing a PGA tournament. He's got, I think, it's already full with 4 people. But it's supposed to be a lot of fun. And I'm sure people are welcome in the chat or in the stream. It's just, it's always a blast hanging out with the community. So thank you to Mav, Tushy, Noof, Fork Boy, everybody else who does these game nights. And I might be hosting a golf noob night where I can show you my skills since I'm a noob. But other than that, yeah, see you guys next week, man. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for coming out.
Hey, clowns, you're starting a new podcast, right? Are you doing one on GBTV? A different one?
That's right, yeah. Since I got over that COVID crap, I'm going to be doing a comic book podcast with Leo, Jokey Pants, and Anthony. I found his name finally on Twitter because I kept forgetting it. So I'll be hosting a comic book podcast. I'm trying to get a layout set up. So if anybody's like a really good artist and just wants to do some comic book panels where I could throw face cams or avatars on, just let me know. Just a very low budget, probably just like 4 squares, black and white. Very, very low budget. Very, very low. It doesn't even have to look professional. It's gotta look funny. It could be like what's that? Stick figure. No,
The Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yes, it could look that bad, and that would be great for the show because it's supposed to be fun. So,
right on.
One more thing.
Oh yeah.
One more thing. I just want to say shout out to the setup that Clowns has done for the YouTube channel. I love the retro look, and that TV is actual 480 because if it was 1080 or even 4K, my face would be further back. So I feel like my face is like all up in it, like how's it going, guys? But on my camera, I'm like a good distance, but then everything is like all.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I mean, we're pretty far back here, you know. It's not that bad.
It just
Nice.
on the fly for you midway.
Right. Oh man. Okay, that kind of scared me, man. I'm sorry. See, I can't. So I can't. Don't do that again, please.
Yeah, sure.
Got the big eyes going. Other than that, great show. Back to you, Clowns.
All right, man. We'll see everybody next week. Momo's supposed to be returning. PKX Live is supposed to be joining the podcast next week. I forgot he did tell me that this week he had something going on, so that's my fault. I probably nagged him. I was like, PK, but he should be here next week. So everybody, see you guys later, and have fun gaming.
Bye.
Deuces.